Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I just heard a train pull up. Look at that timing. We have a busy one today. We're going to put some final touches to this line for now, until we get some new locos, that is. Before we head off and spread our wings elsewhere on the map and dive back into the loan, whatever we've got left to take out, and set up at least one new money earner. And it's going to be another oil setup, but with a different end product. Before we do that though, we're close, very close to our upgrade here, and I do want to see whether we get something different here, because it is possible. I hope so. It'd be nice to see this change. Let's just check the consumers. Loughton is at 72. And that is correct. And then Mablethorpe and Sutton, 72. Look at that. Perfect alignment. We got some new trucks though, didn't we? So once we've got a bit of money, we'll upgrade these to the new trucks. They're not currently pulling their weight. Well, I mean, they are technically. But, yeah, we're not meeting demand on both, really. Although Loughton is a tricky one because we've just changed that. Oh, quick, pause it. That may be enough. We're going to lose all these goodies on here. Perhaps what we could do, if you just hold in, you're still filling, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm going to replace them. And we're going to replace the ones down at Loughton as well. So let's get these Benzes on. Oh, I can't colour the replacements. That's fine. Get them on. And we'll have them orange to match the line colour. There we go, some lovely orange trucks. They actually look quite snazzy, I like those. Cheap as chips as well, really, compared to our train purchases. And the same down here, except I'm going to sell a couple on this one, because we've already made the changes. And the increase we're going to see in line rate, I'm just going to guess removing 2 will do the job or be close enough. It's going to take a little while for that to settle down. It'll save us a bit of cash, wouldn't it, when we upgrade, and we can always add more. Should we colour these orange as well? Why not? Get them the colour of the goods they're shipping. We could be called, I don't know, GT Fuel Transport. That's terrible. Just don't think of a name. You can't do it. Did this just pay us out? I would imagine that's where we got the money. Yes, it's currently unloading. Do we have another payday coming? We have our coal train, our coal and iron train. You are carrying coal and you're just passing the iron ore mine. We've got some new demand to meet, haven't we? We've not actually met this. This line is currently running at a rate of 180. We're actually going to be matching some frequencies today as well. 4 minutes 52 it's currently running at. That's going to be slowed down as we're going to add a couple of wagons on. Once we get in, I should have maybe paid that off, shouldn't I? I hit play just as I was thinking, grand, maybe you could spend another $500,000 off on the debt there. No, just hit play. Think about it afterwards. And then it just ticked over. So pausing it there was good, but we did lose out on, what was it, 1%, I think, of $500,000. So a little unfortunate. Over a year, though. In comes our train then. We want to grab this. And we're going to... I guess we could afford a couple of wagons. We could take a bit more of our loan out. Yes, there we go. Because they're 420, aren't they? We're going to let this unload. I mean, it's just missed that. Which is why we've got to adjust some frequencies. Oh, you're loading already. Look at you. You're feisty. Now, although this is a line rate of 200 we've got to meet, I won't be... upset about going over that value, because let's borrow, I don't know, how much do we need? Oh, it's not quite. Yes, because we're behind a little bit here because we've been running under 200. So going over wouldn't be a terrible thing. So maybe 3 wagons on here. It's going to slow us down and change our line rate. I think it's possibly worth it. What's our power rating at? 1,134 meters to get up to speed. Medium. which is probably closer to what we're seeing. So somewhere under 3. Well, that's quite painful, isn't it? Well, we can see, can't we? Let's manage this vehicle then and throw 3 new wagons on. We should be able to afford that, shouldn't we? Yes, just about. See what that does for our line rate. We are going to lose some frequency. We're at 4 minutes 46. We're going to eat into that because diminishing return. Is that the right one? I wasn't looking at the right one. 4 minutes 52. There we go. That won't update, I don't think, until we get back up to the top. It's going to fluctuate anyway, as will this one, as we're bringing back different numbers of fuel. So that's going to keep changing. But we only need a ballpark figure, really. And ideally today, we need to get the fuel leg, this one, lined up with our oil freight so that they're always exchanging the fuel. Which might mean we need to slow this down a little bit and then try and speed this one up. It's going to be a balancing act, but a little bit of fun to work out. Right, we've got new trucks up here. I was hoping they would have possibly cleared this because we're going a little over the top. 86, and these guys only need 73. I guess that's not it's not too far out, is it? Well, we've got some money in the bank. Pause that. Let's get it at least set up. We're going to remove this connection. A little bit of work is going to be required, and I might sacrifice this. I'm also going to remove this. The reason I'm doing all of this is because I want to make a nice straight road up there, but we will connect it again, even though it's not required, so it looks good. We need to find the little link. I think that's the closest we can get it. That's going to increase the travel time we've got, and therefore the profit we earn. So now all we need to do is get this hooked up. I'm going to take this as a loss. We will be able to get that truck off there in a second. We cannot afford to do that. It shouldn't matter too much. It may artificially trigger the upgrade here because all of a sudden it's going to be needing to ship more to make up for the vanishing products we got. I don't know where these actually go. I guess they're just deleted. But this is better, isn't it? A nice smooth run down here, and then we head into town. There is another tweak we can do to this line, I believe. I noticed it as we were looking up there, so we'll get to that as well. We'll need to temporarily hook that in there because we're going to delete this. And we're going to make the changes to the line, and it's going to be after there. We're going there instead. I was hoping we could get this swapping over, but I don't think we've got the reach for it. Well, it does reach, but I don't think it will actually send it there. We'll see. If we lose it, we lose it. Let's load until full. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but once we've deleted that station, it will be absolutely fine. Load that. Did I set it to maximum? There we go. Stick that on maximum. I love how it says we can't get to all stations from here. After Stanley Road. Because it's one way. There we go. Maybe we need to just tidy that up just to make sure. Can we now transfer this? I don't think it'll work like that unless it's a new line. Because that's what it did before, right? It jumped to a new line. I don't know whether it'll jump to a new station. Well, for science, let's see. And we lost it. It's fine. It's fine. We'll catch up again. That's the new line. This is the new line rate is 0. Yes, because we've changed it drastically. I do want to hook this up at our expense. As I said, it's not required, but I'm going to do it anyway. And we're even going to do a little bit of terraforming down here and hook this up. Let's try and hook that up neatly. We're going to stay flat, otherwise we're heading up, then down. And I want a nice place for our new depot. Probably next to here would look kind of cool. Buildings. Let's get us the road depot in, because no doubt we're going to be buying vehicles at some point, so we may as well have it in here. We're past the point of worrying too much about 150 a month for a depot. So we can start putting them in as a little bit of scenery. And maybe just flatten this down. Go on. Official episode. There we go. Lovely. Pricey, but worth it? Maybe. There, I like this. I like this little setup. It's starting to look like a complete industrial area, isn't it? Let's hit play then. Ooh, don't hit play. What's up with you? What have we done? Oh, it's still on the thing, guys. Because I deleted it. I should have... maybe what we should have done, coulda, shoulda, woulda, but I didn't, was delete it off here and then it would have put it on there. Yes, that would have done it. Instead, I just vamoosed it. I just bulldozed the lot, which is probably not recommended for fuel barrels. Anyway, how are we doing on here? 141. We're going to take a little bit of a hit, but it should start placing things. We've got our little connection here to the back of the fuel refinery. And are we going to see an increase? Not at first. What's our line rate going to be now? 65 it's estimating. I would like to make a little change here and make use of a waypoint. That truck is demonstrating what the issue is. We're stuck at 12 miles an hour because we're going down this side street, back road, instead of our vehicle's maximum speed, which is, once it gets up to speed, this is the worst vehicle to demonstrate. This one should get up to speed. Oh, quick, pay some of that off. Lovely. How many of those have I missed? I don't think many because we had it paused. There we go, we should be doing 25. Now, if we watch this vehicle, it's going to slow down to 12 and stay at 12 down this side street. It wouldn't matter if they were the newer roads, but I would prefer that not to be a thing, except I let it play and we went into debt. And I don't want to take a loan out to put a waypoint in. However, it is going to give this line a little while to settle down. Frequency is currently 79 seconds. That's the gap between trucks per stop. So you can times that. I think it will be by the number of vehicles, right? So 79 times 4. Or say round up to 80. 80, 160, 3. Oh, we've got a new vehicle. A new loco. BR7 5.4 bad. Is it bad or is it good? What does that stand for? Bad. VL. Is that VL or is it's probably 6, right? Oh, there we go. We've got a bit of cash. Let's put in the waypoint. What's our current line rate? Well, this is not going to be accurate. Time in transit probably isn't how we get paid. It's more than likely distance in transit. So from crow flies from here to this stop, meaning the quicker we can achieve that, the more profit we get. So let's get this waypoint in. They're very handy for forcing lines to not do stuff like this. Surely this heading down this road at 25 is going to be twice as quick as this one. There we go. Manage line after Stanley Road, which is our drop-off point. Add this waypoint. And we'll see what that does to the scores. It should speed up things no end. And perhaps even give us a bit of a line rate increase. Pause it. That's 3 ticks on the old repay button. Get those paid off. Absolutely. Right, yes, play that again. Yes, amusingly, that made it worse, but I don't think that's going to be the case. We'll let this run a couple of times and we'll check it. 8064. That's what we've got currently. Let's see how far off the game is at figuring that out. Our trucks are running full now, carrying 7 instead of 5. We'll also take a look back down the road as well. But what do we need to do today? Love to upgrade this. 145 now of 200. Let's check down the line. Should we have this pinned? I would love to pin this. Yeah. So we can keep an eye on this 145 down here. As soon as it hits to 150, which we're so close, we're going to trigger another upgrade chain. And it should come all the way down the line for a second time. How are we doing here on line rate? Let's just get these two in view. We're at 240, so we're quite a way over, which should allow us to empty the platform before this upgrades, and then we're going to need to meet 300. But thankfully, we're not far off, are we? Although that may update. What is our... Yeah, there we go. We're down to 5 minutes, 6 seconds now. And our oil freight is at 4 minutes 41. So we're going to have to slow this one down quite a bit and increase that one. If we can. If we can't reduce it below them, because at some point we're going to be limited by maximum speeds and the distance of the line, what we need to do with this one is possibly overpower it slightly, so we've got that grunt up the hill. The fuel freight line needs to be slightly faster, or ideally exactly the same as our oil freight. They're going to fluctuate, but if we can get this one even remotely close, as they're not now. I mean, what's the difference there? 20, nearly half a year? Not half a year, half a month. That's 2 weeks off. But that's quite a bit, isn't it? 2 weeks. Yeah, because we definitely want that train to always have a load to carry back. Otherwise, we've got to wait for the return trip, and it unbalances the truck deliveries, all sorts. And we've started, guys. It's happening. Do we need to add anything more? Not just yet. I could probably add a couple on here. We have a bit of money. Yes. Oh, no. Do you know what? We'll wait until it pays it off. Quickly repay that. We're down to 16 million of our loan. We're going to be taking out probably most of it to start our new line. That was good timing, wasn't it? We'll close this one. We're interested in this. Yeah, what I'd like to do when we get to that station, it's going to give us 2 million. Do we have another train dropping off? See everything. No. Where are we heading on this one? Overview. No, you don't want that one. You want this one. There we go. Where are you? Oh, you're just heading back. You're miles off. Yeah, so it's going to be this one. Then we'll have to take a bit of a loan. Oh, we dipped. But we're back. Notice this didn't move. We didn't lose any progress on that. Ooh. Ooh, do I risk it? Do I risk it, guys? If I stick a wagon on there now, I would like to stick probably 3 on there, because we're going to have to slow this one down quite a bit. Let's see. Do we lose any of our cargo by adding this train? It's another for science moment, isn't it? We should have 288 when we're done. Modify. Right. Do you still have 288 on? No, there we go. Oh, it's ridiculous. Many of the quirks. That's why I try and avoid that. Fortunately, at this stage of the game, it's not too bad, but it's a little frustrating when stuff like that happens. I guess in reality, you wouldn't be changing a consist mid-journey, would you? So the way I look at that then is you're punished slightly for doing that. That's actually a good thing. Do you know what? Leave that in. No, that is right. What I should have done is waited for this to come into the station, unload, and when it's empty, we add a new wagon on. I'm going to add 2 more on. No, now's risky, but it is unloading. Can we just wait for it to tick? Go on. Go on. I want to get it to 0, and then we'll add 2 more. There. Close enough. Right, manage vehicle. Add 2 more. That'll take us to 36. 35. Good math. You only had to add 2. I mean, we could afford 1 more. What sort of power do we have now? It doesn't matter, does it, Grand? You've got to slow it down. That's the whole point of this. Let's go for it. A nice even number. We'll go 36 since we've got the money in the bank. 36. Let's see how you do on that if it slows us down enough. We've sort of settled down now at the fuel refinery near Mablethorpe. Our train's on the way back down with 26. We've probably got a little bit of interruption while things are updating, and our line changed here, which we should go and have a look at, shouldn't we? How are you doing? Keep an eye on this. Don't let me miss this this upgrade. I hope it's a little more exciting than the last time we watched it. We are... Oh, yeah, look at that improvement. Mablethorpe. Just click on that one. We're down to 57 seconds. And we've got a throughput of 90. We can probably afford to get rid of another truck. But if Mablethorpe starts to grow... It's already up to 78. And as long as we're meeting that demand... Let's just have a quick look. Consumers, 78. Perfect. Yes, there we go. Right. Should we fast forward it a little bit and get to close to this upgrading, and then we'll pay off any money we get coming in during that time. There we go. That's better. What an upgrade that was. Now, what we should see, suppliers. We should get an upgrade triggered just here, and there we go. The exact same upgrade. I was going to say train. Dear oh dear. Upgrade chain is happening. We're going to pay some of that off. Now we're going to have to think about meeting 300 line rate, and then we'll get to these new locos. What I might do is, because we're going to struggle up this hill, what we're doing, 47, we're not going to be anywhere close to the new 300 line rate. So we're not even making it to maximum speed, are we? We should be hitting 50 miles an hour. So we've got a bit of time to make up this hill. Yeah, okay, so we're going to be adding more wagons on this, aren't we? And perhaps what we'll do is add that new loco pushing it up the hill. Although that doesn't matter in Transport Fever, you can put your extra loco anywhere you want. We can pretend it's helping the stress on the wagons by pushing it up there, as well as giving it a bit of oomph up the hill. It's not actually what happens in Transport Fever. It just takes the combined power. You can stick your wagons everywhere, but a bit of realism. Otherwise, we've got all these knuckles might break trying to yank it up the hill. Although, it's not that long, is it? You probably wouldn't see much of an issue. But we are going to make it longer, because what sort of line rate do we have? 236. We're staying around the 5 minutes, 6 second mark. And we're at 5 minutes, 2 seconds now with those extra wagons. Do you know, if we can gain a little bit there, let's repay some of that. Look how quickly our money's coming in now. Isn't that wonderful? Do you know, guys, I've spent all episode again on this line. Although I'm impressed with what we've done today. I mean, we've got another upgrade as well coming. It has to be done, doesn't it? It has to be done. What we'll do then is fast forward it, because I would like to get this settled before we head off. So much for my new plans. Although we're only in 1915 nearly. It's not too bad, is it? Let's bring this in here. I want to pause it and take out another loan to add a few more wagons on this. We'll need to borrow some of that loan back. I'm going to put 3 more on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it is. It's just enough. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, we've got 14 on there. How close are we now? We're going to be deep into diminishing returns as we've got this climb to do. So we definitely may need to think about power. Otherwise, we're going to drift too far with our line frequencies. If you remember at the very beginning, I said freight rate. That's all you need to worry about. This is the exception to the rule. It's a good idea to balance frequencies where it makes sense. And considering we've got a bit of a pass-off chain going here to make some extra money into Loughton. Oh, I see we're waiting here. This was mentioned in the comments that our platform is not long enough. However, what's going to happen is we're going to trigger an upgrade there. How are we doing on the upgrade here? I almost forgot, guys. That would have been absolutely terrible. There we go. We're going to have another upgrade. Hopefully, we get to see a new layout for our factory. Actually, pause it there. Let's repay that back. We almost paid for the new wagons we got. Come on. Are you going to look fancier? Oh my word, that's an impressive structure now, isn't it? What we're going to see now is Loughton Oil Well is going to upgrade. Right, yes, and which brings us nicely to this platform issue. We were waiting because we're overcrowded on the station, or overburdened. We go to this line rate. This 1200 line rate, which is a bit broken due to the mods, it's excessive, will fill this up enough each time. Oh, right, let's pay some more off here. And do you know what we could do? I forgot to do this in the previous episode. This is not required, is it? Let's flip that terminal. I would like you to pick up from here. We don't need this now. And we're just spending, what is it, like 150 for each of these? Can we delete them for free? We can. That'll save us, what, 150, 300, 600 a month? Not having a platform on that side. Maybe we could add another platform here if you guys would like to see that. We could even add another 2. So we're not terribly overburdened on there. Or overcrowded. What's the line rate? What do we have? We have... Let's just look at the 2 lines. 941 currently. That's impressive if that's true. And 289. We can't quite do it there. But we can't just look at line rates, can we? No, grand. 4 minutes 11. That can't be right. Is that right? That can't be right. Hang on. We've got to repay that. There we go. Down to 12 million. I think we're going to leave ourselves in a good place, actually. We'll go and take a look at the new setup I'd like to do. Unless we can get this lined up. And I think we can. And stick that new loco on as well. Let's see if that was just a bit of a glitch in the matrix. 4 minutes 11 apparently. Really? You're pulling quite a bit. Was you running empty? We were probably running light or empty with fuel because we don't meet up, do we? No, we've got a bit of a 5 minutes 18. That's awful. Yes, this train, not that one. That's train 1. Train, what number is this? Train 3. You need a bit of up this hill in order for us to meet that line rate. Do you need to? Not really. But I like to. I think it would be nice if we could manage to meet frequencies here and always pass off our fuel, meaning we don't have it sitting here for more than a single journey for each. I think that would be the best way to do it. But what sort of money are you making us anyway? This is on the return leg. You are making... That's impressive, isn't it? Just on the fuel drop, it's second part of the leg. It's just extra income. Alright. You empty that. Just borrow a bunch and then we'll pay off what we don't need at the end. What we're going to do is we're going to stick a helper on the back. And this loco is interesting. It's 56 miles an hour versus 62, but that doesn't matter for our freight lines because of a 50 mile per hour limit on our wagons. 2 of these will give you a little bit more power than 1 of these for a little bit more cost, which makes sense. It will cost us 710,000 a year versus 617. But this is 1360 HP brake horsepower and 25.8 thousand pounds per foot. And 2 of these would give us, oh dear, there's horrible numbers. 14, 15 something, right? Yes, 15 something and nearly 40k. So yes, it's a big improvement for not much more money to double head one of these. Would it be enough to double head this and replace that, or do we want to overpower? I'm going to say we need to overpower. So we're just adding this extra brake horsepower and this extra traction to get off the line and get accelerating as soon as possible. But what I'd like to do on top of that is give us just a couple more wagons on there, and then we'll get the loco. Now, the fun thing about this one, when you colour it, it only colours the base here, which is awesome. I love that. So we can have that coloured. But you know, should we have fuel? And we'll add that to the end. There we go. 2.9 million. That's not bad. It's going to be helping us get up the grade there and hopefully cut that travel time down. Repay what we haven't used. Oh, really? Well, do you know what? There's enough there to put another wagon on. Should we go with another one? We can always remove it if need be, or even swap it onto the other train. Yeah. Do you know what? We'll do that. Let's add that on. Shift you forward. Let's make use of that money. We're going to be picking all of these up, aren't we? How many we got on here? We've got 205. Yeah, we're over capacity a bit. But we're going to be picking up 153. That's lovely. Let's do that. I promise we'll get round to this new venture of mine. But this is what I love about playing Transport Fever. Doing this little tidying up. We are losing out on some major profit either way, aren't we? From a new line would make us a decent profit, but not meeting demand here, we're missing out on this double leg we've got. And we'll see what that does for the scores on here. We've got 5 minutes 23 seconds to beat. We've pushed it over 300 at the moment, so we could drop that back down, couldn't we? What did I click on there? You want that? There we go. Yeah, we could drop that back down. Take a loco, not the loco, off the wagon off. Oh, we're going to get an upgrade at the wells. Is this going to do anything? Well, then we've seen 3 upgrades today, which is worth, I think, delaying our expansion. We don't have to rush, do we? We can enjoy ourselves. It's only 19:15. Here we go. What are you going to be like? Are you actually going to change? That's a no. And in fact, it didn't change its maximum production. So this is a bizarre setup we've got here. Probably the mods. Unless this just gives you a little bit of a buffer on the final step. Might be the case. Let's repay some more of our loan. And we're going to wait for this train to do a full run. So I'm going to fast forward it. And we're going to pause it every time we get an income above 500. There we go. Oh, that's paying off an impressive amount now. I didn't see what it was, but it was lovely. This just started out as that tiny little train. Oh, goodness me. Look at that. Repay that as well. Guys, we're only 2 million off our initial loan. We're only in 1915. Income is massive. This is going to give us a nice bank balance to play with. At the beginning of the next episode, where we'll go straight up and build. What we're looking at now. 5 minutes 14 already come down, and now we've got the downhill section where it shouldn't matter as much. I think we can possibly lose a wagon off that. What we got there? 4 minutes 44. We could slow this down by quite a bit, couldn't we? There we go. It's slowed down now. The line rate, because we're picking up 41 is that. Goodness me, is that a single drop? That's boosted, hasn't it? There we go. Still 4 minutes 44 seconds though. That's quite the difference in line rates. It's this slope's gonna be a struggle. Right, this train's coming back. He's already done the return journey. That's pleasant. This is deceiving. 5:14 to beat. Can we improve on that? I mean, our line rate is way over. I may change it on the way back up. It's a bit risky, as we've seen. No, I'm not going to do that. We'll just see what it's like here. What are we talking? 5:12. Yeah, it's going to be a case of removing a wagon, I think. That will give us a bit more speed, wouldn't it, up that hill? Yeah, definitely. So next time out, the first thing we're going to do is head all the way over to Worthing here. We might as well talk about it briefly. This is the oil well I'm going to take fuel from. We're going to run it past this one and into here. The reason why I'm going to skip this one makes sense for a train. This one would possibly make more sense as a truck or a small shunter to give us double the throughput here. And what we're going to do then is either head round the back and into the chemical plant to make some plastics, or we can scoot up this way because we're going to be partially on the way back anyway. So it gives us a bit of a return, especially if we hook this one up as well and get double running. This is only going to require 100. That sound, I don't like that sound. This is going to give us only 100 production from the oil refinery, which might be enough to get us going. We only need a small train. Now, this plastic here, it's not going to be used for anywhere near us. So what we're going to do is set up another line. If we head all the way over here, this is the big plan, guys. Prince's Risborough steel mill. There we go. And this steel is going to go into this factory. And that plastic that we're going to be creating over in Worthing is going to be transported here. Oh, quick, pause it. Put our money. There we go. I'm letting it play, so we've got plenty of money. 10.5 million, guys. Isn't that beautiful? It also allows our line rates over there to bed in. So yes, we're going to hook up this, and we're going to be taking iron from here and bringing it down. Quick journey back up, pick up some coal, come back down. We'll probably have these separate at some point and try and balance them. Repay some more. 9.5 million. We're below the initial loan. That was quick, wasn't it? We're only in 1916 as well. This is beautiful. And yes, we're going to probably truck steel down to here because we won't have the correct wagons on to continue our ore trains down. A shunter might work, a smaller loco pulling this down here. Oh, quick, do it. 9 million. Nice. I love it. So then, after we've made these goods, we're going to be shipping the goods back. Can you guess how? All the way back to here, where we shipped it from, and then delivering into Worthing here, as they do require goods. So that's going to be our plan next time out. Finally, I think I'm happy now. No, I am happy with this setup. We'll make any tweaks during our build, or once we're waiting for a bit more money to come in from our new lines. But those two lines should make us a fortune, and we should have enough, or close to enough, in loan amounts to build both lines at once. So that's something to look forward to. And that's going to increase our profit and the rate that we get money in the bank. So we're going to probably pay off our loan rapidly. So how are we doing here? I think this is going to be a case of removing a wagon on the back. We don't need 357. Yeah, we've started to empty the platform now. It probably was a good idea though, because as you saw, we were behind in shipping this, because for the longest time we weren't close to 200 line rate. So all in all, this has worked out well. I would like the power to get up this hill though, and hopefully when we come back we'll see what a reduction we've got on here. So what we're going to do, we're going to let this drop off here. Let's select it. There we go. We're going to pause it at 0, hopefully. There we go. That's a game in itself, isn't it? You're trying to click that. Let's get our train here. We're just going to drop one of these wagons. In fact, do you know what we could do? Where's our other train? Up there. Yeah, if we... Where is it? This one? If we get both of these, what we can do, instead of selling it back, I would actually like to put it down on here. Yeah, that would be a much better idea. Move that down to there. Modify for nothing. All we've done is moved one wagon there, 2 here. That will in turn slow that one down. Speed this one up. That's the plan anyway. Now, I'll take us for the full journey up the hill here for the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. We're carrying 144 now. We're still above. We may be able to gain a little bit more. Last bit of tweaking, I promise, on this line. For now, we're going to do the big build. We're going to get a new oil route hooked up along with some plastics delivered. Well, it'll be the refined oil delivered to the plastics factory, and also yet another coal and iron train. However, that one will actually be producing some goods at the end of the chain, so it'll be literally goods. Yes, I just said that passively, and it's actual goods. So looking forward to it. Looks like we're making it up the hill. Brilliant. So not quite up to speed, but getting there. Better than we were doing before. Alright guys, until next time. Take care.